Hi everyone, and welcome back to Ask Alexa Therapy Facebook Live. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Hope everybody's having just an incredible weekend, such a beautiful Sunday. And I just again wanted to thank all my viewers for writing in their questions. They're just so amazing. And I know sometimes it's really tough to put these questions on paper and have them answered online, but I think it's so important because you're not the only one going through these similar things. And I think it's so important to have this community as Ask Alexa Therapy for all of us to learn, to share, but also to support each other during these tough times. Again, please send any questions to info@askalexatherapy.com. I will be answering questions here every Sunday at 6 p.m. live. Also, I will be answering questions on the Alexa Show, special edition Ask Alexa, once a month. Once a month, I'll dedicate one episode to all my questions from my viewers. Again, names can remain anonymous, and in confidence, you do not have to say who you are, and I will not repeat your name or identifying information during the show or here during Facebook Live. So again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ask Alexa Therapy, and check out the Alexa Show. Let's get to our first question. Dear Ask Alexa Therapy, my best friend has been acting distant and strange lately, and I'm feeling she might be using drugs. What should I do? This is really a tough question, and I understand it's hard when it is your best friend, even though you guys are close and talk about everything. But sometimes when addiction is involved or use, there's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt. So I would recommend, if you haven't already, to speak to your friend. You don't have to sometimes jump right into any accusations or concerns, but just saying, hey, I've noticed something's wrong. I've noticed maybe you've been a little distant. Is there something going on? And I think this plants the seed. This opens up that dialogue. She might not want to be able to answer everything right away. She might not be able to say anything is going on, but I think you started that dialogue, that she knows you've noticed something, that you're concerned, and that you're here for her to speak to. If there's any safety concerns for her, again, I would definitely reach out to her, let her know you're concerned about her safety. Also, let her family know if you know who they are. I would reach out to them, and I know sometimes it's so hard to do that because people get angry and they get upset when someone talks to their family members. But I feel that if you're really concerned that she's actively using drugs, that her safety and health is in danger, I would reach out to her family and let them know. They might not want to talk about it, they might not even know about it, but at least you know you've planted the seed, you've let them know, and you've showed their concern. Next, I would keep talking to your friend, and I would sit down and maybe speak to her about the different red flags that you've seen. You've been saying she's been acting distant lately. She's been being strange. What exactly have you been witnessing? I think it's important sometimes to see, is there addiction? But also, is there a comorbidity of depression? Is there anxiety? Is there PTSD? Also, is there any abuse going on in her life or trauma? Because so many times people self-medicate in order to not feel the way they're feeling, not to face the pain, and sometimes to distract themselves. So I think it's really looking at the big picture, and you know your best friend probably better than anybody, that you can be able to start answering these questions. What's been going on in her life lately? Has she lost a job? Has she moved? Has she had a recent breakup, loss, divorce? Does she have children? What's going on with her children? Also with her work, have you noticed anything? Is she not showing up for work? Is she late a lot? What is she doing if she does have children? Have you noticed a difference with that? And I think it's important to really educate yourself on all the different areas in her life and be able to have a real rounded discussion with her saying, you know, these are some certain spots in your areas of your different life that I've learned and witnessed that there's been some changes. Something just seems a little bit off. And again, you're able to bring that up and start that dialogue. And also be really important not to have judgment. And I know that's so hard sometimes when you're worried and you don't want them doing behavior that's at risk. But I think it's really important to be there to say, I'm your friend, I'm here. I don't agree with what you're doing, but I'm here to hear you, and I don't judge you. Because again, people who are in active addiction, if it was that easy just to stop, they would. So I think it's really important that you really let her know that you understand that there's something going on in her life. And also, if there is actual an addiction going on, I would also provide and research resources for her. Now, since the pandemic, there are so many online groups for AA, NA, family members who are those that are addicted. And I think it's important for her to at least have the resources and the different community supports. So when she's ready, she's able to say, okay, I have these tools. I have these different people that I can look out for, or I can answer their call, which I think is so, so important. Number one, you plant the seed. Number two, you let her know that you're there for a dialogue. You're able to speak to her when she wants to, and you're there not to judge her. Three, it's also providing her with support systems other than yourself. And I know so many times friends, family members, loved ones think they take it on as their own to help their family member or friend or coworker that's addicted. It's not for a non-professional to deal with. And it's not that you're not equipped, that you're not strong enough, but you really need a team of professionals to help those that have an addiction problem. So I would also recommend for yourself to be able to reach out for a group for yourself or for therapy to speak to someone, because I can tell it's really upsetting for you what's going on with your friend. And you know what? It's not just the person that's addicted that it affects. The addiction affects all the family members, the co-workers, the friends, and everybody around that person. So remember, when you're taking care of your friend, you make sure you also take care of yourself, because it's so, so important that you also do that self-care. So again, I wanted to thank you so much for writing in. Thank you for your strength. And I know it's a hard question, and I know what you're going through right now is really, really tough. So I would say just speak to your friend, say your truth, and know that you're doing the best that you can. Again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much. And Mary Kay, thanks so much for tuning in. Keep sending in your questions to info@AskAlexaTherapy.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ask Alexa Therapy. Everybody have an incredible weekend. Have a good night, and God bless. And I'll see you next Sunday at 6 p.m.